Stress. There is a lot of stress going in as president. A lot of patience. A lot of patience. I'm Nathan Reese. I was the president this season, and I'm going to cover what it's like to be a president and I guess some things that I wish I could do differently. It's very stressful because you're managing so many people. If you're a big high school, you got multiple teams that you got to make sure are on schedule and doing what they need to be doing. You're managing a lot of new people. You're probably working with other teams. Like we kind of worked with an FRC team, Ironclad, to try and, because they're switching over to VEX. We wanted to help them and maybe include them in our FRC program. You're going to be managing a lot. Three things that I feel a good president should need. You need time management, is what I learned. Either it's you or someone you appointed has to be keeping time, and you guys got to be religious about it, right? You don't want to be the team that shows up on the field when everyone's already queued, waiting for you on their phones, right? Even outside of a tournament, when you're building a robot, you got to make sure everything is going along on time. Is your drivetrain coming along schedule? And then you got to plan for building the other components, making them all work with each other, all of that. All of that is a lot of time management. And I guess along with building the robot, you need risk assessment. You need to realize, okay, how hard can our members build this component in this amount of time and have it working on the field in a quality that is of our standards? Because you don't want to show up with maybe a drivetrain that works 70% of the time, one component working another 70% of the time. So you got to make sure, okay, what are the chances of this going bad? How can we get this built in a time that we like it to be built? Got to keep in that risk assessment. You got to say we got this built, right? Will our driver be confident with it? Will they know the controls and everything about the robot as well as they can, right? These are all just things you got to keep in mind, right? So like risk assessment and time management really kind of go hand in hand. Third thing I'd say you need is a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Because not everything's gonna go your way, essentially. So you gotta be like, okay, this one thing failed, how can we get this working either here or just get it working well enough to where next competition you got it good. Patience is a really good aspect to have because like I said earlier, you're gonna be dealing with members who are just a lot newer. They're not really getting the ropes, right? So you gotta be patient with them. You gotta realize that, hey, not everyone's gonna be extremely super duper smart straight off the bat, but you gotta be patient with those members. You gotta work with them. The thing about robotics is that while it is students building robots, it's really robots building students. You learn so much about accountability, sportsmanship, teamwork, and you, as a president, you gotta help lead people into that journey, help lead people into realizing that there's just so much more to robotics. Take into perspective that not everything is gonna get done right then, right there. You gotta have a little patience with some people as well. That also builds into another thing that I wanna say. You wanna have team inclusion, right? You wanna make sure that even the simplest members, as long as they're enthusiastic about robotics and they wanna do robotics, it's not everybody is gonna be 100% off the bat competent, right? You're the president, you're gonna be dealing with a lot of new members who just don't know what they're doing and they'll go to you asking you for what to do. So generally what we would kind of do is we would give them, okay, here's a simple task, right? And they would move up the ladder, do another thing that's a lot, like I'm gonna use an FRC example. Maybe before you're cutting and filing metal, maybe you can do Anderson's and sort of connect that, and we'll show you how to do that, right? And that's where a lot of teaching comes in, because the president more than likely will have to teach a lot of people and show people the ropes, right? Basically, you gotta be patient with members, work them up, get them used to building a robot and all that. Basically, like a mentor or a teacher, sorta, while leading the team. All right, you're still gonna have your mentors who are gonna mentor and do all of that too, but you gotta be able to do that, be a bit flexible if you mean. Stress. There is a lot of stress going in as president. You gotta deal with, and maybe they'll be arguing over, what idea should we do? Person A wants to do idea A, but person B wants to do idea B. And both are good, but you gotta take that risk assessment and time management, realize, okay, which one's more feasible, which one's best bang for its buck, and then you have to be decisive. Sometimes you can find a compromise, and compromises are the best, but like keep in mind, you can't have things go in limbo and just sort of postponing to the veto pretty much. So you gotta say, and this is something I kind of struggled with, that I realized that you kind of just have to say, okay, this is what we're doing it now, right? And that will save you a lot of time and a lot of angry and bickering and all that. And just realize that everything will come together in the end, and that not everything has to come together for it to be for you to be successful. Like your goal is you gotta kind of help them to the point where they're more confident than you, essentially.